Hey everybody, welcome back to the garden. You can feel it in the air, can't you? That's right, spring is just around the corner and it's time to get our hands dirty. I know, after a long winter, the last thing you may feel like doing is bundling up and heading out to brave the elements. But trust me on this one, a little effort now will pay off big time once the real growing season kicks in. We've got a lot to cover today, folks, because we're talking about setting ourselves up for a successful and productive gardening year. From soil health to pest control, we're going to walk through the essential spring gardening chores you can't afford to ignore. And the best part, these are all things you can start doing right now to get a jump start on the season. So grab your gloves, a warm beverage, and let's head out to the garden together. I'm excited to share these tips with you, and I know that by the end of this video, you will be too. All right, let's start with the most important element of a thriving garden: healthy soil. Think of it like this. You wouldn't build a house on a shaky foundation, would you? The same goes for your plants. They need a strong and nutrient-rich base to grow. So, how do we achieve that perfect soil structure? Well, the first step is understanding what we're working with. A simple soil test can tell you everything you need to know about your soil's pH level and nutrient content. You can pick up a soil testing kit at your local garden center or even send a sample to a lab for a more detailed analysis. Trust me, this small step can save you a lot of headaches down the road. Once you know what you're dealing with, you can start amending your soil accordingly. Adding compost is my absolute favorite way to improve soil structure, boost fertility, and create the perfect environment for beneficial microbes to thrive. Think of compost as a gourmet buffet for your plants. You can also work in other organic matter like aged manure or leaf mold to further enrich your soil. Now that our soil is prepped and ready to go, let's talk about giving our plants a much-needed haircut. That's right, it's pruning time. Don't worry, this isn't about giving your plants a buzz cut, it's more like a little shaping and encouraging them to grow in the right direction. Pruning is essential for maintaining the overall health and vigor of your plants. Think of it as removing the dead weight, those old diseased or damaged branches that are just sucking the life out of your plants. By removing these, you're redirecting the plant's energy towards new growth and promoting better air circulation, which helps prevent diseases. Now, different plants have different pruning needs, so it's important to do your research and find out the best practices for each specific species. Some plants prefer a light trim, while others, like fruit trees, might need a more aggressive approach. Remember, when in doubt, consult a good gardening book or your local nursery expert. With our soil prepped and our existing plants pruned, it's time for the really fun part: planting. There's something truly magical about starting a garden from seed. It's like holding the promise of a bountiful harvest right in the palm of your hand. But before you go crazy at the garden center, remember to choose plants that are well suited for your climate and soil type. There's no point in fighting Mother Nature. Take note of your garden's sun exposure and choose plants that will thrive in those conditions. And don't be afraid to experiment with new varieties. Once you've selected your plants, it's important to space them properly. I know it's tempting to cram as many plants in as possible, but overcrowding can lead to competition for resources and increased risk of disease. Give your plants room to breathe and spread their roots. Trust me, they'll thank you for it with a bigger and healthier harvest. Now let's talk about a gardening secret weapon: mulch. No, I'm not talking about a cheesy 80s movie. I'm talking about a layer of organic material that can make a world of difference in your garden. Think of mulch as a cozy blanket for your soil, helping it retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate temperature. There are so many different types of mulch available, from shredded bark to straw to compost, so you can choose the one that best suits your needs and aesthetic preferences. No matter which type you choose, applying a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around your plants will work wonders for your garden. Not only does mulch conserve water by reducing evaporation, but it also helps to suppress those pesky weeds that are just waiting to take over your garden. And as the mulch breaks down, it adds valuable nutrients back into the soil, further improving its structure and fertility. It's a win-win-win situation. Okay, we're almost at the finish line. We've covered soil prep, pruning, planting, and mulching. Now it's time to talk about protecting our investment from those unwanted garden visitors: pests. Don't worry, we're not going to wage chemical warfare on our gardens. Instead, we'll focus on natural and organic methods that keep your plants healthy and your ecosystem in balance. The first step to effective pest control is identifying the culprits. Are you dealing with aphids, slugs, or something else entirely? Once you know your enemy, you can choose the most effective strategy to combat them. Sometimes a simple blast of water from the hose is enough to dislodge aphids, while other pests might require a more targeted approach. One of my favorite natural pest control methods is introducing beneficial insects to the garden. These helpful critters, like ladybugs and lacewings, are like tiny warriors who will happily devour those pesky aphids and other soft-bodied insects. You can attract beneficial insects by planting a diverse array of flowering plants and creating a welcoming habitat for them in your garden. Well, there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the importance of soil preparation to the power of natural pest control. Remember, a little effort in the spring goes a long way towards a bountiful and beautiful garden all season long. Don't wait until the last minute to tackle these essential gardening chores. The sooner you get started, the better prepared your garden will be to thrive. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about getting your hands dirty and connecting with nature, especially after a long winter. If you enjoyed these tips and want to learn more about organic gardening, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Happy gardening, everyone. Gardening.